Now on 7 News at 11, a death investigation is underway in Greenville County after a caller led deputies to a home. Plus, remembering the founder of the Carolina Panthers after he passed away earlier this month. We hear from former Panthers about Jerry Richardson. And the Furman Paladins give it their all in trying to move on in March Madness. We have a game recap from Orlando. Before we get to those stories, we've got a chilly start ahead of us for this evening and tomorrow morning. Meteorologist Dan Bickford joins us now. Dan, I think it's time to break out those winter jackets again.
Yeah, earlier this past week we had that string of freezing temperatures in the mornings. We're going to have another string really starting area-wide tonight. Now, after a sunny day, we've had a few waves of clouds move through overnight. We're going to continue to see that well into late evening. We will see the clouds move out by daybreak. Temperatures right now in the 40s across the upstate, 30s in the mountains. We'll see the temperatures fall a little bit more quickly later on tonight. That should get our numbers down to the upper 20s to around 30 in the upstate and close to 20 in the mountains. It'll be a little breezy later tonight as well. So that's going to add a bit of a wind chill to the proceedings. Lots of sunshine tomorrow, but it's going to stay chilly as we're close to 50, some lower 50s in the upstate, and it's going to be a struggle to get back to 40 in the mountains. Again, another couple of freezing nights ahead before we start to see a temperature turnaround. More on that coming up.
Dan, thank you. Developing tonight, an investigation is underway outside of Greer after Greenville County deputies say a man was found dead inside of a home. The sheriff's office says they responded to Swamp Fox Trail around 5:30 this afternoon. That's where they found a man dead inside. We're told a caller alerted them about the scene. Now, information is limited at this time, but we will continue to update you as law enforcement investigates. In McDowell County, Emergency Management says a wildfire is now mostly contained. Crews say the fire was first reported Thursday evening along Locust Cove Road off of Highway 80. That's north of Marion. Now, officials estimate about 90 acres have been burned. Emergency Management says no buildings were destroyed or even threatened, and there have been no reported injuries. Officials do ask that if you drive along Highway 80, just be careful as crews continue to work. A 7 News alert, a powdered baby formula is being recalled. Gerber says its Good Start Soothe Pro may contain bacteria. They say anyone who bought the powdered formula after March 5th needs to check the formula's lot codes and use by dates. Those codes are written at the bottom of the package. We have a list of them on our website at WSPA.com. The Furman Paladins became NCAA tournament darlings with Thursday's thrilling win over Virginia, but their Cinderella story ends well before midnight on Saturday. Todd Summers has a recap from Orlando.
No team in the history of Furman basketball has ever won 2 games in the same NCAA tournament, but the Paladins had that rare opportunity against San Diego State Saturday afternoon. Fresh off its first NCAA tournament win in 49 years, Furman came into its second-round matchup looking for more magical moments in Orlando. Early on, a second straight upset seemed possible. Garrett Heen gave the Paladins a quick lead, and moments later, Mike Bothwell extended that advantage to 4. Thursday's hero, J.P. Pegues, showed he still had the touch from 3, and midway through the opening half, Jalen Slauson hit a 3 from way beyond the arc, and the Paladins were up 16-12. But that's when the Aztecs flexed their muscle, and baskets of any kind became almost impossible, as Furman made just 6 of 16 layups, and the Paladins were held to only 9 field goals over the final 31 minutes of the game, as they finished with a season-low 52 points and a 23-point loss to San Diego State.
And they're big, they're long, made every layup at the rim contested.
We weren't our best for the 40 minutes, but credits to San Diego State. Really good defensive team.
While the Paladins' hurt was real, they were still able to keep the greatest season in program history in perspective.
They've made history. You know, they've changed. I mean, it's the greatest team that the institution's ever had, and for them to be a part of it, it's been incredible.
I'm barely crying because we lost. I'm more so crying because this team as a whole, we're done playing together forever.
Following the Aztecs' dominant stretch to close out the first half, broadcaster Charles Barkley said it looked like San Diego State was playing with grown men, while Furman simply had college kids. College kids that came up short, but can stand tall, knowing the memories that they were able to make together. In Orlando, Todd Summers, 7 News Sports.
It's been a great time watching the team. Now, speaking of watching the games, there were several March Madness watch parties on Saturday, with many local fans focusing on that game, the Furman-San Diego State matchup early this afternoon. Although it was not the outcome Furman fans had hoped for, there was still a lot of support. Our Alessandra Young has a glimpse.
It was a packed watch party as Furman fans cheered on their team. Even though they lost to San Diego State, fans say they're still proud of their team for getting this far.
Go Furman! Let's go Seeds!
Even though Furman lost to San Diego State by 23, fans still see it as a victory.
It's been over 40 years and we made it this far. I'm proud.
It's been a very good season this year and very proud of our Dins.
I'm so proud of them. No matter what happened in this tournament, I was going to be proud of them.
An exciting energy filled the watch party at Yeehaw as the Paladins took the court.
Everyone talking about this year, you know, every time I say my graduation year, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, that was the year we were in March Madness.
This is such a good atmosphere to be in. All my friends, the community, I've never felt so connected with Furman University.
A sea of purple, everyone cheering with each basket. Even though the Paladins were down at halftime, fellow classmates still brought the energy.
There's always hope, you know. Hey, could have lost hope on Thursday. Nobody here did. So I would say, you know, all faith in Furman hoops.
It's also really nice, just to see everyone here, just cheering everyone on, no matter the outcome.
We're kind of like the bad news bears here. I don't really even think we're supposed to be in March Madness, but we pulled through.
Yep.
This is crazy. It's 40 years since this has happened.
Students said the team making it this far really put their school on the map.
I think it's just been such a good thing for the whole university to kind of come together and all support our Dins.
We owe it all to these guys that put in all the work to win the SoCon and then get to March Madness.
I think it's just nice to be able to be in this situation and such a small school going to such a big event like this is just getting our name out there.
This was a record season for the Paladins. They haven't been to the NCAA tournament in over 40 years, and fans say they're hopeful they'll advance even further next season. In Greenville, Alessandra Young, 7 News.
San Diego State moves on next to play in the Sweet 16, and right now Furman is waiting to fly back home to South Carolina tonight. Today, the life of Carolina Panthers founder Jerry Richardson was celebrated at Wofford College. He passed away earlier this month at the age of 86. Richardson played football for the college, where he was later drafted by the Baltimore Colts. In 1993, he was awarded the NFL's 29th franchise, bringing the team to the Carolinas. Shakira Speaks traveled to Richardson's alma mater today and spoke with players about the legacy he lives.
You absolutely want to go out on Sunday and play for Jerry Richardson. That's what type of man he was.
Inside an indoor stadium named after him, former players, family, and close friends remembered what the Carolina Panthers founder Jerry Richardson meant to them. Hundreds poured in from various areas across the country to pay respect to a man they all say changed their lives.
And I can remember Mr. Richardson pulling me aside and saying, hey, he wanted to start something extremely special here, where it was all about family. And for us, it was about family, going out there, playing hard.
5 speakers at the memorial included 2 grandchildren, Thomas Davis, a former Panther, and 2 close friends of Richardson's. Each person told stories about different interactions they had with Richardson and how they in turn shaped parts of their lives.
Everything that was said on that platform today was absolutely true about him. And he was a giver. He entertained all of the Carolinas. So he was a nurturer, in a sense. So I loved him.
2 scriptures were read to close the service, Ecclesiastes 3:1-4 and John 14:1-3, to offer more comfort to his loved ones.
I mean, the amount of lives he touched is really the measure of someone's legacy, and people's lives have been changed because of him, and they will continue to change because of his philanthropy, because of his generosity, because of his kind heart.
A lot of people might have some brilliant stories around the league, but there was only one Jerry Richardson.
Reporting on Wofford College, Shakira Speaks.
Over the years, Richardson has donated more than $250 million to Wofford. Next on 7 News, former President Trump believes he will be arrested on Tuesday as New York's grand jury is weighing an indictment on him.